All right, and so for steps 17, 18, and 19, we are going to be using a tool called the Fillet Tool. And so basically what a fillet tool does is it rounds a corner off. So we're going to be trying to round the corners that go around our skateboard. And there's going to be a couple things we want to be very particular about when we do this. We, first of all, need to select the fillet tool. And we're going to be selecting the edge. Notice the word edge of the skateboard as we work around, and that's because we do not want to apply a fillet to the top surface or to the bottom surface. And I'll talk about that when I get to that in 1 second. The other thing is we need to pay attention to this number right here called the radius, which is a 0.125. And that just basically tells us how much of a slope there's going to be on that rounded off edge. And so I can grab my skateboard and kind of put it into a position that's easy to see the edges. We can go to our fillet tool, and we can see it's already set to 0.125, and we'll talk in a minute about what that means. There's a couple ways to kind of go about this. One is to select different edges as we go around. You'll notice if I clicked right there that it also got this whole side going down here, but it did not get this end. And so this is a great time to pause for a moment and talk about what the radius does. And so I'm going to zoom in on this little rounded edge here that we just created. So the rounded edge, that right there is a fillet. This down here has not been filleted. So if I look at that fillet, and that's 0.125 right now, if I change that to be 0.3, it makes it drop off much more. So for the purpose of our skateboard, we do want that to be 0.125. But that is a value that I can change to make the way that it rounds off change as we go through things. So let's see if I can center myself back on my image over here. Kind of zoomed out too far, I think. Alrighty, so this crazy thing. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and put a fillet all the way around this thing. And so I'm going to click every edge. As I work around, I see that it looks like the entire top side now. I'm going to move to the bottom. And I do want to take a moment and talk about why we do not want at all, when we are doing a fillet, to click a surface, but we want to instead click an edge. So I only want to round off these edges. I want the edges of these holes to still be crisp like this. But if I do a fillet on this surface, we see that these holes now get all messed up. They're rounded off in the inside, and we don't want that. We just want those holes to stay crisp. So it will be very important as we do this to only focus on filleting the edges. And so click the edge, again, click the edge, and it's being problematic with me for some reason, stupid thing. So I think you kind of get the idea. I'm having a little bit of difficulty here with this darn thing today for some reason, but I'm going to take a moment and do the rest of my filleting. And you may need to select fillet multiple times. There we go. So I'm going to fillet the rest of this board, and we'll see my filleted board in the next video.